Yeah, hold on, let me open it for you. Hold on.
You
See?
did
I
it.
unlocked it for you.
What?
See?
Welcome back to the channel. Hello YouTube family. I hope you're all having an amazing holiday season and enjoyed a wonderful Christmas. With the new year just around the corner, I wish you all excitement, success and new opportunities coming your way. Let's make 2025 a year to remember. Now let's dive into today's video, where we'll explore an armor regen build you've probably seen dominating the dark zone. This build is not only incredibly reliable when it comes to survivability, but also packs some serious damage potential. With over 2.0 million armor and impressive offensive capabilities, it's hard to believe the devs don't see this as completely broken. I mean, they've stated before that tank shotgun builds weren't supposed to happen, and yet, here we are, with setups like this running rampant. One of the weapons you'll often see paired with this armor regen build is the Bighorn. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of that gun. For this setup, I prefer the AK as it delivers solid damage, especially when you can land those headshots. The synergy with this build is undeniable, and it brings both survivability and firepower to the table. But this isn't just a selfish build, it's also an incredible support build. You'll have the ability to hand out medkits to your teammates, giving them a massive advantage in heated fights. Trust me, your squad will appreciate the extra survivability, especially when the action gets intense. Now, here's where things get interesting. This build can be a nightmare for your opponents, but there are ways to counter it effectively. If you run into someone using this setup, the best strategy is to go for skill builds and high skill damage. These builds are fantastic counters and can quickly turn the tide in your favor. The best part? Your opponents will hate you for it. Expect them to start complaining once they realize they've been outplayed. Let them whine. It's all part of the fun. Most players will assume you're not dealing much damage with this build, which might make them underestimate you. But once they see their own damage dropping and realize you're too slippery to hit consistently, frustration will set in. That's when you know you've won the mental game as well as the fight. When you provide your teammates with medkits, they'll gain the ability to withstand direct confrontations with enemies more effectively. Let's talk about one of the common pitfalls of armor regen builds: relying too heavily on tankiness without balancing damage output. While these setups can be incredibly annoying to fight against, they're not invincible. Movement and smart positioning are your best friends when running this build. And let's be honest, have you ever seen those headshot armor regen builds? Sometimes they're just laughable because they rely more on gimmicks than actual skill. So, as always, take this build with a grain of salt. Test it, tweak it, and make it your own. While it's incredibly strong, not all content you see out there will provide the same results. But with the right strategy and team play, this build can take your game to the next level. Now, let's break down the setup. You've probably seen variations of this build before, but here's how I'm running it. I'm using the AK, which deals over 170% headshot damage, making it a great choice for this setup. For the mask, I've gone with the Chill Out Gila Guard mask, stacked with headshot attributes to maximize damage output. The build revolves around perfect efficient on the chest piece, which boosts survivability while still incorporating headshot damage and armor regeneration. The Golan gear piece adds even more armor regen and base armor, increasing both durability and regen rates. With 3 Gila Guard pieces, you not only gain armor regeneration, but also significant additional armor, both of which are critical for this build. Maintaining headshot damage throughout the setup is key, as it ensures your offensive power remains high. The Ninja Bike backpack is essential here, as it grants an additional piece bonus for both Gila Guard and Golan gear. This synergy is what makes the build so effective, combining survivability and firepower seamlessly. That's the full breakdown of this armor regen build. I hope you found this video helpful. Wishing you all a happy new year, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.